Yo guys, what is up? It is me and I'm back with yet another video, and as you saw in the intro, today I'm gonna be continuing the same type of format I did the previous week, but in today's video we are going to be taking a look at the top 3 LMGs in Call of Duty Black Ops 3. So in this video you will see a nuclear with all 3 of them, and in the end some bonus footage, a bonus nuke, so definitely stay tuned to see what that will be. And as you can see in the first gameplay over here, we are playing with the BRM, and I'm gonna kind of give you my feels, my thoughts about the weapon and shit like that. What do I think is the best class setup, to give you kind of an idea on how to use it. So the BRM, in my opinion, is a weapon you can get into really quickly. It's pretty OP, to be honest. My recommendations in terms of attachments is some type of sight, even though the iron sights are pretty cool. Then I would go with quick draw, fast mags, because usually LMGs reload slower, so you know, just to keep you in the action all the time, and stock for some extra mobility. So I think this is really the basic you can really try with every weapon, and if it needs something in particular you can adjust, but this is like, these attachments that I've named are kind of the golden standard for pretty much any decent weapon. And also one thing that I really liked about the BRM is that when you play with it, it really feels sort of light, you know, it feels more like an AR than an LMG, because we'll definitely get into LMGs feeling heavy and slow today, so just for comparison I would say this is light. And before we get into the next gameplays, I want to quickly say that in this video you won't see all the SMGs in Call of Duty Black Ops 3, simply because I just felt like some of them like didn't even reach the top 3 in my opinion. But you know, at the end of the day, it's all up to you, you know, you can make your own top 3s and comment it down below, I don't really know. Moving on to the second clip, as you can see here we have the Dingo, and I just have to say that this weapon felt really smooth, like the fire rate, the mobility, the everything, the sound, it just feels swift, it just feels powerful for me. Really fits my playstyle, but at the end of the day everybody is a little bit different, so I definitely recommend you trying all 3 of them that I'll feature in this video and then just making up your own opinions. In terms of the attachments though, I would say the same thing as for the BRM. Here I'm using the ELO in the clip or the gameplay with the BRM. I didn't, not because I think that for the BRM the reflex is better, simply because I didn't actually rank up the weapon all the way up, so I didn't actually get to use the ELO, I just went with the reflex, but that's personal preference as well, so you know, that doesn't really matter. But for the other attachments, I'm rocking basically the same thing, fast mags, quick draw, stock. Basically helps me with the speed and mobility, and that's basically all I need. I don't need anything extra. Feeling wise, I would say that this actually feels like a second nature for me. It's just it's a nice weapon overall, man. I really like it. The damage model compared to the other LMGs, I think it's like moderate, but since the fire rate is actually really decent, I think that makes up for it. So it's pretty versatile. It can outplay a VMP close range. That's how powerful and OP it actually is. So I would say I'm hinting that this is probably my favorite. So yeah, I just basically said it, so fuck it. To put it kind of into a perspective, I would say that the Dingo kind of compares or is similar to the ICR in the AR category, because you know, the ICR in the AR category doesn't have the highest damage, but has a moderate damage, same as the Dingo here, pretty decent fire rate. It's a really versatile weapon, but not like the main poster boy of ARs, if you know what I mean. So that's how I would kind of compare it, to just like give it into a little bit of a perspective for y'all. So I feel like that is kind of it about the Dingo, and we will move in for the final clip or the gameplay of the video. And the last contender here, as you can see, it's the Gorgon. So this weapon, I have a love-hate relationship with the weapon, and I will kind of explain why. So first of all, this is a fully automatic LMG. Like, the fire rate is just so slow, even with rapid fire, that it somehow, for me at least, it seems like a semi-auto weapon, but it is fully auto. I mean, everybody knows because BO3 has been out for 3 years, I know. Anyways, the attachments, pretty much the same as I've said before, or actually I'm bullshitting, no. This is not the same. In this clip, I am actually not using quick draw. I have switched it for rapid fire. Well, the debate for me was to go, because I wanted to get the rapid fire. So I was like, am I going to get rid of stock or quick draw? So I actually went with throwing out the quick draw, for the simple reason being is that this weapon just feels heavy. I don't know, when I play with it, it is strong and everything, it has a high damage model, yeah, but I just feel slow, and that's something that I don't like. So I was like, okay bro, I'm gonna give up the quick draw, but I'm gonna keep that extra mobility. But this type of decision, everybody has to make their own. So if you like to aim in quicker, then definitely fuck what I just said and just go without a stock and put in rapid fire, because I really think that the rapid fire will save your ass in some situations, because the Gorgon, bro, as I said, I have a love-hate relationship with it, and I'm sort of trying to explain to you why. So as we all know, Call of Duty, as it is a pretty connection-based game. And if you have a weapon that doesn't have a really good fire rate, as sort of the Gorgon, then the shots that you hit really do depend on the connection and the server you are playing on. So if you are playing on a good server and your accuracy is decent, then you will not have an issue with the Gorgon. But the reality is that you don't always play on the ideal connection, so the Gorgon in that type of scenario is pretty trash. So what I would recommend is the rapid fire, just like a last hope type of attachment. But at the same time, bros, I just don't feel like the Gorgon is reliable. So I was streaming a lot, pretty much every day during the past week, and I've been using the Gorgon on stream, and a lot of people came in and said, oh my god, the Gorgon is the OPest weapon, bro, it's the best LMG, shit like that. I don't really think so. Like, I understand that it has like a high damage, it's pretty much amazing in terms of that. If you hit the bullets, it can kill people in 2 shots, but for me, it just doesn't cut it. I mean, as I kind of hinted earlier, I can really see the Gorgon shining in certain scenarios, but for me it really lacks the versatility, and that's why I am not really a fan of the weapon. But now we are moving into the last segment of this part of the video, which is going to be the final verdict. So the third place for me, as I've hinted with my commentary, it is the Gorgon. As I said before, I just don't feel that mobility in there, even with stock, even with all of these attachments that are supposed to bring it up a little bit. Yes, it is powerful. Yes, it can kill people in 2 bullets. It can absolutely demolish everybody. But it just lacks the versatility, and overall, I just don't feel like it's a great weapon. Yes, you can say, as I said, the damage, the recoil is there, everything. But for me, Call of Duty has always been about the speed, about the dexterity and shit. And that's just something that I don't see there. At number 2, I'm coming in with the BRM, and that's because it's a pretty regular LMG. That's how a LMG should look like, in my opinion. Nothing really crazy. It is OP a little bit, but not like over the top, if you know what I mean. So if you're looking for a decent LMG, you don't want to be called a sweat, you don't want to be called a try-hard, I think the BRM is the right choice for y'all. And coming in hot at number 1 is for me obviously the Dingo. It just felt like second nature for me. When I played with it, I didn't even think that I was using an LMG. That's how good it felt for me. It felt like an AR with a slightly higher damage and like how many? Like 60 bullets in a clip. So that was pretty sweet to play with. So that is my top LMG recommendation for anybody who is like, maybe, you know, because a lot of people usually just play with ARs, SMGs, going for nukes and shit, but if you're looking for a switch up, you want to maybe try a little bit of the LMGs, that would be my number 1 recommendation for y'all. And I do believe y'all made a different top 3, you put maybe the Gorgon at the first, stuff like that. That's completely okay. Yo, this is just my opinion. I don't want to like say like this is how it is, this is the truth, everybody should think the same way. No, bro, this is simply opinion based. I just gave my arguments. You might have completely different ones, so that is all fine. I just wanted to clear it up in the end. But now for the bonus of the video, I'm gonna have some clip for y'all ready. And also a pretty cool nuke gameplay, because a guy who comes to my streams, my OG, yo bro, just a pretty cool guy overall. His name is Viles, and he gave me a challenge when I was streaming. He said, bro, I dare you to get a nuke with this setup. The setup can be found in the description, and it follows as this. So you're going to be using the Man of War with the suppressor, FMJ, and laser. Those are the only 3 attachments. He said you can use whatever the perks you wanted. Specialist also wasn't specified, and also in the gameplay, before I cut it off, I just wanted to say that I used a little bit of the Tempest, so I don't know if that's something against his rules, but he didn't really specify it, so I just went with it. So we will see what he says in the end. So this is for the bonus clips. Hopefully you all have a great day. Don't forget to stick till the end for the outro and check out the team that I pop stomp for, which is obviously Spade Pop Stomping. And if you are into some more Call of Duty gameplays and stuff like that, then definitely click on one of the 2 videos that will pop up in the outro. But that has been truly everything from me for today. Have a great week, and I'm gonna see you here next Sunday.